Hi guys, how you going? It's Campbell here from Autodidactic channel. Hope you're having an amazing day. Alright, now today I'm still on the trail of star forts, and yesterday I did a video. We looked at El Morro in Puerto Rico, at the star fort there, and how it was built using 150 slaves, 18 stonemasons, and the thing is massive. A lot of people have been saying that in a couple of the photos it looks like that the walls are built of red brick as well, which is something I noticed, and also some of the guard, what they're calling guard towers, are clearly brick. So I assumed that they were just big solid rock, but they look like they may, or at least parts of them, are red brick with, you know, a skim coat of mortar or cement over the top. So more investigation is needed there. But today we are back in the Bahamas, in the Caribbean Sea. This is obviously between North America, South America, and it would have been, you know, when the Spanish got here, it was obviously, you know, a route they used with their ships. And so they tell us that they built all these star forts out here on all these islands, you know, all within sort of 100 years. There's heaps of them. You can see the names of a lot of them just there. The question is, you know, how did they get all the stuff out to these islands? They get all the brick out there because there's no brick makers, you know, on these islands. What about the glass? If there was glass in them, what about all the iron, mortar, you know, skilled tradesmen? Because you can't build this stuff with slaves. It's so precise. So these are the questions. How did they build all of these star castles all throughout the Bahamas, as they are all throughout the world? So we're going to start in Cuba, and here you can see we've got nice, this is also called El Morro. So El Morro is obviously something that was big in Spanish around the 1500s, 1600s. This one you can see it looks like the top and the side have fallen off into the water. We've still got the ramparts down here. We've kind of lost them. It looks like there's a little outline of something up here, but still got the Citadel. But yeah, most of that seems to have gone. Now we've got, see here, we've got this point and like this. So this and this here is a double wall, triple wall. So it's definitely part of it. So it looks like it may have gone around and then come back in here, and this bit's just in the ocean now. Another bit here, another rampart. And you can see this is actually like the top of a star. This is in Cuba. And the other thing about this, you know, if these were all built in the 1500s, then the water level has changed significantly since then, because that's clearly half in the water. I mean, we know what the stars look like. They're obviously saying, oh, well, you know, it's not a star, it's just a fort. But clearly half of that and a lot of this is in the water. See, that there could even be a part of it on the other side. But yeah, so here we have this star, top of a star, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. So this would have been probably a 5-sider, like that. That may be the top of the Citadel. The Citadel would have been here somewhere. And then we've got these disconnected. Now I found, in my research, these are called, I think the pointy bits, like just sort of these, are called cavaliers. And they call these bits ravelins. But of course this is all labelled as if these were actual forts, but they were never built as forts, guys. You know, they're saying that these were built like this so that troops could stand out, you know, behind this wall and shoot guns. You know, really. It's a lot to believe. Now down here we see we have a nice big circle, what looks like a water feature. We have another one here with the 4 entrances, 4 pathways, and this is like an 1/8 of a circle with a bit of geometry in it. And did you see it? Yes. Down here we have another citadel. This one's kind of it's a square, but it's kind of off shape, like a polygon. And then we've got the outer wall here as well. And then we have all this geometry. Out here you can see we have angled streets. So a bit going on. But obviously a lot has been built over here. So this is Cuba, guys. Cuba. So here's another one in Cuba. Let's keep moving. Now down here, you can see it right there. Nice star Citadel. Now this one looks like it's got an extra point at the top, which is interesting, and that's confirmed with this outer wall. And see how this outer wall, it's hard to see actually what's going on there. Maybe a moat. I'm not sure, but it's kind of rounded more on the edges here. That could be a rampart. And then very squared off and angular in the middle. And of course we have outer walls here as well. Now, there's lots of interesting bits around here, guys. Let's spin around and have a look. I mean, just look at that geometry there. That's, just this whole kind of shape. It's very familiar when you look around at cities in the world. Obviously, we've got a nice big half circle here. This actually looks like it may be a remnant of the Star Fort, just by the shape. Not the building. Just the shape they've built on top of it. Come sort of down here to a point. Excuse me. So that's part of it. And so if you look around, there's actually lots and lots going on in Cuba. Another down here, another square, something. As you can see the sort of lines radiating out from there. And down in here we have another, what looks to be another citadel. Okay, you can see the walls around it. Obviously it's on a hill, which many of these are. It's been buried. There you go. So this Cuba looks to have been a huge star city. Now there was actually another one around here that I saw, but I forgot to mark it, so I may have to come back. What was that? There maybe. Oh, there you go. There's it. So these things are just everywhere. Now this is, look at this. Again, see how the outside is rounded? And that's the moat, obviously, and these are very angular. And look, they just built straight on top of it. They built a little bridge to it. So I just am going to quickly bookmark that one before I lose it again. Just go Cuba. Oh, come on. Cuba. Okay, so yeah, lots in Cuba. Here's another bit of geometry for you. Another circle with the paths going in. This has got 4. This stuff's everywhere, guys. That's a pretty interesting shape too. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here. There's another circle, and there's that half star there. So, lots and lots going on in Cuba, guys. Okay, so where did we get to? I think we've done this one. El Morro, yep. Okay, so let's go off to Haiti. And again, Haiti, third world country. Obviously, they're saying this was all done by the Spanish in the 1500s. But why would they need a fort out in the middle of nowhere? Because this is, look at that, just in the middle of Haiti. I mean, what's that defending? This is the story, right? They're forts and they're built to defend things. What's this defending? I mean, you'd have a hard time just getting to it. Now that's obviously, sorry, it's not the best contrast, the best images. That one there is a little bit better. Okay, so you can see this double wall here coming out, and underneath, this looks like, again, like it's been retrofitted on top. But underneath you can see this, the point of the star there. It comes down. This looks like it was a rampart underneath. This big pointy bit. And then of course we have some more angles up here. We have these step-ins for the wall that we see a lot. And it sort of looks like it goes off and just sort of gets buried in the mountain, in the side of the mountain. So that one's in Haiti, guys. The Citadel Le Ferrier, Haiti. Now, I'll try and leave a link. I'm on Google Earth Pro. I'll see if I can leave a link to all of these. I'm not sure if I can, but I will do my best. And look where that's sitting, right on the edge of this massive cliff. So we don't know what's going on here. There may be half this fort down underneath in the rubble. So that's Haiti, okay? Middle of nowhere. Imagine getting the stuff out there to build that. Like, what explanation could they possibly have for that? No doubt it would be a stupid explanation like the rest of theirs, but I mean, seriously, they can't try and explain that. Okay, so this is, we are now in St. Thomas, and there you see, right there, classic Star Fort Citadel again. For some reason, you know, the pictures are better in some countries than other. Now, if these are all taken from satellites from the same height, why are some pictures much better contrast than others? That's my question. This also here, this bit, you can see the wall that pops out here. See how it sort of stars out? This side's obviously gone, but that looks like it could be a star as well, popping out into the ocean. Of course, we have the geometry, 6 paths there, all over the place. That could probably be a part of something else. But if you want to look around all these kind of greeny parts, you know, there's probably something there that looks like a hill, bit of geometry around. But definitely lots going on out here in the Bahamas. Here's another big bit. That's a cool roof, isn't it? Look at that. But yeah, I mean, so much has just been destroyed as well with all these harbours. But lots going on, guys, lots going on. That's the little island that's in the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. Heaps of these islands are named after saints. I just went through and named them all. Here we go, that's a very nice, look at that one. Looks like the side of the wall here has been knocked off. This looks like it's been added, this wall here, but the Citadel is pretty much all there. And we've also got just you know, these lines that you see in the landscape. Not the best photo, a bit of a dark day, that one. Oh. Let's see. Oh, pretty bright, there we go. So there's a lot going on, you know, there's probably more over here. Like I said, most of this stuff's in the water around these places, but definite Citadel, there would be more around. Okay, let's keep going. This is St. Eustatius. So Fort Orange in St. Eustatius. And there it is. So again, not the best contrast, is it? That's very not the best contrast. Come on. This is just different. We can get different days because they're all different years really when they update their photos. And that one's a bit better. You can see the outline, so you can see the general shape here, disconnected, a round part. See a big top of a triangle here. You can see the wall here, angles. Now this is probably like a big part of a wall, I would say, a big sort of rampart part of a wall. It doesn't look like it was a citadel or anything like that. You can see here we've got more angles, sort of double lines. So there would be a lot more going on. I would say there's probably a big wall somewhere with that shape there. I know this all looks like natural sort of cliff. So a lot going on in St. Eustatius as well. Let's keep going. This is in St. Kitts. So these are all just pretty small little islands. Puerto Rico and that are larger. Just out in the hills south of St. Kitts, we find Brimstone Hill Fortress. Now look at this one. This is actually really quite large. Here we have our citadel, some ramparts. You can see the outer shape of the wall, but it doesn't seem to be there unless it's buried. Up here, looks like someone's farmed in, but we've got a big spearhead rampart there. You can see it looks like a starburst there. Up here, see that? See, that's a big multi-level, like a big rampart. You can see there's different levels to it. Down here, here's another one out here with little corners on it. Out here, we have another big spearhead rampart with a double wall there, and another one down here. This one's a bit off shape, but they're all a bit off shape. And they're all built to fit the landscape that they're put in. See these multi-level walls here? Going down. So this is the thing, I think a lot of them are actually built, you know, in layers, like upwards. I made a video, which one was it called? I think it was Star Fort's shapes, mandalas and geometry or something like that. And I showed the Sri Yantra and in 3D, and it has this kind of look to it. So that is Brimstone Hill Fortress, St. Kitts. I can see it's quite large. It's obviously part of something that's much larger, and it looks like this side here, something's happened. This land's just caved in. I mean, it may have been like that because they often build, you know, they build these things wherever they need to. So who knows? It may be down on the floor down there as well. You know, there's a couple of interesting shapes there to look at. So there you go, St. Kitts. Looks like a volcanic island. Antigua, let's keep going. And again, this is just to show you guys, apart from the fact that they're cool, they're all over the place. Every country has them. And that's not too bad a shot. It's a bit washed out. But down here you can see we have another star fort. Not the best contrast. Okay, it's basically the top tip of a star fort, because we've got a bastion here and a bastion there, spearheads. This looks like it's probably part of the original Citadel. That was probably a pentagon, and you know, this star looks like it. The outer wall would have sort of come out down here somewhere, but that's obviously all gone into the water. You know, just built right on the edge out there by itself. You know, I mean, what were they protecting with that? Well, I guess it's on the start of a bay, but really? I mean, you look at that. If people wanted to get in here, that's not going to stop them. It's just, you know, the stories they tell. His story is not our story, guys. History is a bunch of lies agreed upon. King George IV. Now, we are now in Grenada, and of course again you can see this one. See that rampart's been covered in grass, but got this one, looks like it's got a building built on it, and this one as well, but they're still there. And this one, you know, it's like a bit of a starburst at the top here. They may be separate structures, it's a bit hard to see, but definitely star shape, star design. Bits and pieces, you know, out in the landscape, just, you know, just little hints that there's probably more going on than what we can see. So I've always got my eye out for those circles that you see with the statues and the water in the middle of them. They love to put them around star forts. Alright, now there's actually 3 in this sort of bay area. So this is, they call this Fort Frederick. Of course it's not a fort. You can see the outside wall coming up around here, the inside wall. Looks like there's even more walls up here with angles going off. But this is obviously part of a much larger structure, guys. Not a lot of star shape in this one, but if you look in the Citadel, you can see it was a pentagon. And you can see here we've got spearhead rampart. So there you go, and there's actually another one just here. Okay, this is called Fort Matthew, because they're obviously, you know, completely separate forts, right? You know, and there's little bits like this in the ground, different levels. come across here, you know, we've got a big point here, the star shape, another big point there. There, it looks like they've built inside it, you know, turned it into, retrofitted it to a fort. And there's also these other sort of shapes in the landscape. So there's 3 there in fairly close proximity. See, 1, 2, 3. So, like I said, they're not citadels, these ones. They look like part of the outer wall, or, you know, structures that come out of their outer wall. So, you know, there could be a big kind of a wall around there. Is that part of a canal? Who knows? So guys, if you're out in these places, if you've been there, let me know. If you get out to these places, please take a camera with you. Get photo, get video, get close-ups. You know, what are these places made of? Are they red brick or are they stone? This one, Dominican Republic, this doesn't look like a typical star fort. It's been completely retrofitted with circles. You know, circles is what they use for forts, because circles is what you would build in a fort if you're trying to use them defensively. You would not build points and stars and arrows. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so that doesn't look, I'd say that what they've done is found the base of the original citadel and just built on top of that. But why do I think it's a star fort? Because it's all through the landscape, guys. Here we have wall. Okay, down in here we have some other ones. Points like this. Here. So see, that looks like it's part of a star. Around like that. And there's just bits out here. This looks like a wall. It's got that rampart, the square ones, rectangles that we see. Bit of geometry in the ground. And of course, you know, just these shapes that you see, you know, weird angled streets. And that's a sign that there's stuff in the ground. Now, we also have this. Have our nice semicircle there. Or maybe it is just a baseball diamond, because obviously baseball diamonds are that shape as well. That could be one. It just looks like it doesn't look like a sports park. But yeah, see, there's just, you know, these funny angles. I mean, that could be a wall there as well, like a rampart. You know, I've got the angle out there. It's just all been built over. Here's another bit. So this one, yeah, that's out in the Bahamas, the Caribbean. So let's go off. Now, Panama is in Central America. Yes, it's on the mainland, but this is right on the coast. So I thought I'd put it in. As you can see, it's a large, irregular shape. It looks like this side's gone into the water. It looks a bit like a rocket ship shape, but you can see down here, these are these spearhead ramparts. And it's just got, I'm not sure if this is original, this big bit. Have to have a bit more of a look, but there's also this. So there's something going on under the ground, and this is just rainforest country. You know, there'd be so much hidden. As you can see, there's like another little bit there. It looks like there's walls up here, and these are all different levels. Looks like the bottom of something. I'm not sure what that is. But as you can see, like that middle of the rainforest, that's going to be covered by lots and lots. Okay, so let's keep going. Is this Cuba? Looks like we're back to Cuba. We may have missed one. There we go, another one. This is another rocket ship shape, but as you can see, this one's got a good squiggle to it. But the ramparts at the bottom here, big point at the top. You know, the double walls, you can see it all on the ground around here. Not the best shot. Sorry, the contrast, you know, is sometimes shocking, you know, for such advanced people that can take photos, you know, black holes light years away. We can't even get a good contrast photo of something on Earth. Makes sense. There you go. You can see the star shape there. I have had a look around, couldn't find much else. You know, there's a few bits. You've got walls here. But yeah, couldn't see a lot more that was sort of star. That reminded me of stars, but it could just be, you know, that could be the tip point of it. There could be more over here. You know, there's islands everywhere. Most of it is obviously under the water. Oh, look at that. Who knows? Alright. Let's go across to Martinique. And here, so we have quite a big one. Got the outer wall here with the ramparts on. It's still intact. It sort of goes up around here and then kind of falls off into the water. Up here we've got the double walls, you know, the points. Down here we've got angles all the way around. Got an outer wall. Got the ramparts down here that we see so often. Spearheaded, and this one's double wall. You can see the different layers, which is quite nice. Don't see that so often. This bit of wall looks like it's fallen apart a bit. See how it looks like it's been double, triple layered. So yeah, there's another one. See that? Fairly hidden, that one. And that is on Martinique. And here's another one close by, just here. Oh, that's gone horrible, sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, this again is another starship. Okay, you can see it's completely irregular shape, but we have, you know, that would have been one of the bastions there, and we've got one at the top here. We've got disconnected bastions, triangular bastions, and so yeah, that's definite star fort. Not really sure what these shapes are used for. I don't think they're citadels. There's so much to know. You know, whoever built these things knew what they were doing. We just have no clue what they were based on and why all the form is like it is. So it's a big mystery, but we're getting there, guys. We'll get to the bottom of it. Here's another one. You know, all over the Bahamas, as you can see, a nice big disconnected arrowhead there. Another one down here. Triple walls going down, doubles, and we've got arrows everywhere. Down here, we've got the big bastion. You can see the different layers. We've got the little point coming out there. Another point there. And then, you see, there's this actual wall that goes around the whole city. Now, okay, so this is where we were yesterday, Puerto Rico. This is Fort Del Morro. A couple of people mentioned, I did a whole video on this yesterday, a couple of people mentioned that in the walls, and like literally the front walls, these big, huge, massive ones, some of the stuff had fallen off the covering, which is either a skim coat of, you know, lime or cement, mortar sort of stuff, and it was red brick underneath. So are these actually just all red brick? Because that's a lot of brick. So that is something I'm going to look further into as well. So there's a few more. That's just the other one on Puerto Rico. I think that may be the end. Looks like we've got one last one. We'll just jump back to Cuba. And here we go. Another one in Cuba. This is nice and rounded. Nice square stuff. What Citadel there for you. But this place is covered in stuff. So literally covered in stuff. And here we have our nice, you know, circles with the 4 bits going into it. As you can see, that's a very irregular, triangular shaped block. You can see irregular sort of shapes in the landscape. Over here, obviously we have another top of a star, but there's just so much stuff around here. You know, look at all these, you know, funny shaped things. We've got circles everywhere. Basically, this, you know, is basically one big star fort. So that definitely warrants much more of a look into Cuba, because there's stuff everywhere. See down there? You know, these circles are everywhere. It's got 3 going into it, and just see the shape of that point there. You know, see that shape, how it's indented in, like it's a, you know, you see that on the stars. Now what they do is they tend to build over the footprints. Maybe they're using, maybe the foundations were so good they're just reusing them, and that's why we get these shapes in the landscape. But lots and lots going on. Now this is Cuba again, guys. It's a communist country. That's not a bad sports ground. Here we go. Look at this big star. Look at that. Star within a star. Now that looks like one of the ice crystals that I showed on a video. Got a nice hexagon, got a star, and we've got this outer sort of slopey sort of star. This place is pretty cool, I must say. Okay, I better let you guys go because I am rambling. But I mean, seriously, look at this place. And this is Cuba, guys. Havana, Cuba. Okay, third world communist country. But look what they've got. We're being lied to, guys. We're being lied to. Star forts everywhere. All right. So a quick look, well, not such a quick look, but a quick look there at star forts throughout the Caribbean. That was, of course, just a handful. There are many more around. There's so many signs in the landscape around here. And like I said, that was just a handful of what I've found so far. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Please give me a like and a comment. Share this video if you like the content. Also, down in the description, you'll find I've got a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So give them a like. And there's also some t-shirts and caps you can buy to let the world know that you are autodidactic, and it's time for the world to wake up and become self-educated. Alrighty guys, have an amazing day. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I shall catch you on the next upload. Bye for now.